Alrighty everybody, welcome back to Culz Checks Out. Today we are checking out the Hammond Collection Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. A figure that's been wanted for quite a bit of time now, but a figure that I think a lot of us started to kind of lose faith in ever being released. But it seems like luckily with the change into Jurassic World Rebirth and some new people in charge, we're getting a lot of Spinosaurus stuff. Obviously Spinosaurus back in that film. This one was instantly released, so hopefully at some point we also get a release of that one. But being my favorite dinosaur, I was super excited when this one was released. I couldn't believe it. I was really kind of lost for words. I'd kind of given up hope. I know every once in a while we would get a release of a Spinosaurus, but they were always really hard to find and would sell out really quickly. Luckily I was able to get them, but still, we got to make it so the wider public can get them as well. You don't want to be making people go on eBay and secondhand sites spending hundreds of dollars. Let's make sure people can actually pick this up for a fair value. So kudos to Mattel for releasing this one. Let's check out the box. Alright, at the top of the box we got the Jurassic Park logo with that Rex right there, famed AMNH 5027. Right below we got a picture of the Spinosaurus. It kind of looks like a picture of the maquette, but also that's been digitized. I don't know if it's by AI or they've just gone in and painted it, but definitely looks a little more cartoony than the maquette did. Not bad. It's better than that picture used for the Stegosaurus, which was the Jurassic World Stegosaurus and not the Lost World. At least this one's the JP3 one. If we move down along the side, we see Jurassic World Hammond Collection Spinosaurus for 8+. Up top you can kind of see that Spinosaurus peeking through. A beautiful figure. It's going to be hard not to think this might be my favorite Spinosaurus figure. I know my animatronic definitely holds a special spot in my heart, but look at this one. This one's beauty. Up top we got True FX. On the side we got Hammond Collection and the rest of the Spinosaurus there, with the spine coming down, the fin right there. On the right side we got Hammond Collection, a picture of the Spinosaurus. It says, in a pivotal moment on Sorna, the Spinosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex battle for domination as Dr. Alan Grant and others are too close for comfort. The Spinosaurus defeats the Tyrannosaurus Rex and takes the primary predator position, even securing top billing on the iconic movie logo. Hell yeah, they actually used it. I know for a lot of the newer released DVDs, the JP3 logo has the Rex with the colors and everything with that steel colors, but good to see the logo where it should be. And right there, not a picture of when it's battling the T-Rex, but when it breaks out of the pen. On the back we got the pictures and renderings of the Hammond Collection Spinosaurus. These ones definitely look more render-esque, but maybe they're in hand. They just look a little like renders, I don't know. We see True FX premium details for enhanced realism, not for children under 3. Again, the JP3 logo, just a beautiful thing there. We see Spinosaurus, Hammond Collection up top. And up top again, like the Stegosaurus, we see the logo followed by Jurassic World, kind of in between what looks like some steel with some rivets right there. And on the bottom we got some additional warnings as well as the barcode. Alright, so let's get this one out of the box. Alright, and here is the Spinosaurus out of the packaging. A really nice overall figure. There's a little thing with the tooth there I'm going to have to see if I can't fix, but overall, like, this is a beautiful figure. Considering we've been waiting for so long for the Spinosaurus to finally get a release, I think it's done justice. Is it perfect? Who knows? I know apparently there is a variant depending on the cell, so I haven't really looked too far into that, but if you guys know, you guys can tell me which one I got right there. But let's get back to the figure. I had to finagle the feet a little bit more once I got onto this platform here, but still, man, this figure looks so nice. It does have this white spot here. Not 100% sure why. I don't remember that being in the film, but maybe. We can see the orange color, orange-red color I should say, goes all the way to the very tip of the tail, with the tan taking up the majority of the body. though we do see some white striping and white patterning along the back as well as into the cell, kind of running along each of the spines there, making up the cell, as well as we got the white pattern onto the neck, into the face, with a very nice kind of tiger striping on the top of the head, which I'll show you, as well as the classic Spino eye, and just like really nice looking figure. So again, being that it is a Hammond collection figure, no action features or anything like that. Again, you can move stuff. The mouth, kind of worried about, just because like it feels like it has a real click when it does it. A little bit different than the Rex and Giganotosaurus, but overall not bad. You can see the head can turn, as well as it can come up and down. I raised it up just to kind of meet what we see in the film. Running down the tail is another point of articulation, which can go left or right. Outside of the head and neck, we also got articulations in the shoulders and along the elbow and the hand. The hands are kind of interesting. They're not super hard like the rest of the figure, but they're kind of rubbery in texture, which is kind of nice. Run them to the back of the leg. We also have articulation up there, as well as the knee and the leg. Right about the ankle joint, I guess, and the foot right there. Not too shabby. Let's take a little bit closer look. Alright, so here's the Spinosaurus up close. You can see some really nice texturing along the snout there, with a little bit bigger scales running along the top, and of course definitely much bigger once we get into the back of the neck there. And then it comes down and you can actually see what looks like to be crocodilian scutes along the back there, which you see in the film and the model. Here, like I said earlier, you can see the indentation of the spines. If I lean it that way, you can actually see where the skin kind of goes in and out. Really nice detailing, and then of course bumps and ridges along the top, just showcasing where each vertebra kind of stops. We get down to the tail. There are a couple bumps leading down almost to the midway point, and then it just goes off into kind of like not a stubby tail, but just kind of a rounded tip there. You do see some folds and detailing along the tail there, and of course in the leg you see all the muscles and just folds as if the figure was actually moving, kind of how the muscles would ripple just below the skin. Also kind of neat, look at, you can see some just like around the stomach area, it looks kind of inflated. Really kind of nice detailing there. Now I do have a couple paint scuffs where you can see some orange coming through, so either they're paint scuffs as far as the whole figure is orange, or maybe just when this was being painted some orange got on it. Not a big deal. I really don't care. I'm just super happy to have this guy. As you can see, the arms super detailed, and look at that, we got ourselves a Spinosaurus fishhook. I know this angle of the claw was why people thought one of the posters showcased the return of the Spinosaurus in in Jurassic World Rebirth. We'll talk about that more once the embargo's up, but I'm just going to pass along that. I don't want to say nothing too much since I've seen the film. Let's get the mouth open. We can show you some detailing in there. Alright, so now we got the mouth open. Unfortunately, mine does have a tooth that looks to be stuck. Perhaps the mouth there, the bottom of the mouth. So I don't know. We'll see with some TLC if we can fix that up. But the tongue is nicely textured, and you can also see some detailing up top. The teeth much better than the Tyrannosaurus Rex teeth. They are a little bit rounded, not quite as nice as the new Mattel Spinosaurus ones, but definitely an improvement from that OG Rex. Just some really nice detailing. Look at that. Super cool. I know when with the mouth closed, not quite 100% accurate looking head on, but it's good. Like, I have no qualms with this one. Maybe it's not 100% accurate to what we see in the film, but considering what we've been getting Spinosaurus-wise, this is 100 times better than the newer representations of the GAP3 one that Mattel's been giving us, so super excited. But of course now we got to do some comparisons. Which one to talk about? Let's begin. Alright, so it's time for those comparisons, and if we're going to compare it to any Spinosaurus, we gotta compare it to the Jurassic Park 3 animatronic Spinosaurus. And as you can see, as far as like height-wise, they not too far off. They can definitely meet about the same height, though the Hammond collection one does look to have a little bit of length. I don't know if it has weight though. You can see the Spinosaurus nicely adjusting because it's it just doesn't stand very well anymore. But yeah, wow, another really cool comparison from a figure. Got a lot of playtime as a kid just to see what it came from when I was a kid to what we have now. Just really cool to have that. And this one, unlike the other one where it was a comparison of toys through the years, is going to be designed through the years, whereas this was from JP3. The next one is going to be the new Mattel Telthrasian Spinosaurus. As you can tell, definitely not as tall. Even at the spine, it reaches about the back of this Spinosaurus. It is also not as long as you can see here. Its tail doesn't even meet that tail. And of course has a almost a full JP3 Spinosaurus head behind in length. So kind of cool though. I do enjoy the new design as well. Maybe not as iconic as this one. This one also had a lot to do in the film. But I am looking forward to the day we finally get a Hammond collection of this bad boy, because that's going to be pretty cool. But just a cool little voyage through the history of the Spinosaurus in the Jurassic franchise. And of course, no review of Spinosaurus is complete without the obligatory comparison with Tyrannosaurus. So without further ado, the Hammond collection Rexy. This one was based off of the Tyrannosaur from JP1, and as you can see, the Spinosaurus definitely has the size on it. It is a little bit higher, and it is longer in length. You can see maybe by about a head. So the size difference, not super noticeable, but the Spinosaurus definitely has the edge here. Let's see how it compares with the other big bad of the Mattels. And that being the Hammond collection Giganotosaurus, based off of the Dominion one. And you can see the Spinosaurus definitely has the height. And look, they both have spines for some... That is the design choice that I just never got. Just so odd. Very odd choice. Now, I don't know. I think the Giganotosaurus might have it on the length because its tail is just so long. You can see it goes out and definitely makes up the difference. So I think the Giganotosaurus is longer. It might even be heavier, but a nice little comparison between two of the lesser used big carnivores in the Jurassic franchise. So yeah, there's the review of the Hammond collection Spinosaurus figure. As you can see, I'm trying to recreate the JP3 scene, or at least that kind of well-known circulated photo of the Rex and Spino that we got pre the film releasing. Just super cool. Definitely looks really nice. I'm super excited. I never thought we would get it. I mean, at first I did, but then we were getting all these other ones that really just didn't make sense. Like, how do you not give the Spinosaurus? And Spinosaurus figures were always super rare and super hard to get. Like, it just felt like it was banned from the franchise in a way. So I'm super excited that it's finally back in the franchise with the film, with a bunch of new figures. I hope you guys are having a great Jurassic June 2025. Definitely been a fruitful one. But if you guys want more Culz Checks Out, click that link to your left. For more about us here at Culz Paranormal, click that link to your right. And don't forget to hit the like and give us a subscribe. And let us know what's been your favorite Jurassic Park Spinosaurus release. Tell us in the comments below.